Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly build wealth while others struggle no matter how hard they work? Why do some families pass down financial prosperity through generations while others pass down financial struggle? The answers might surprise you, and they have less to do with how much you earn and more to do with how you think. Take a moment right now to hit the subscribe button if you're ready to transform how you think about money forever. This video might just change your financial future in ways you never imagined possible. Robert Kiyosaki's groundbreaking book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has sold over 32 million copies worldwide and continues to challenge our most basic assumptions about money. Today, we're going to explore the profound psychological insights hidden within this modern classic and how they can transform your relationship with money forever. The story begins with young Robert, who had the unique opportunity to observe two father figures with dramatically different approaches to finances. His biological father, whom he calls Poor Dad, was highly educated, held a prestigious position in education, and emphasized traditional values: study hard, get good grades, find a secure job with benefits, and work your way up the ladder. Despite his education and respectable career, Poor Dad struggled financially throughout his life. In contrast, his friend's father, Rich Dad, never finished 8th grade, but went on to become one of the wealthiest men in Hawaii. Rich Dad taught Robert lessons about money that would forever change his perspective and ultimately shape the financial destinies of millions of readers around the world. At its core, Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just about financial strategies. It's about the psychology that drives our money decisions. It's about the invisible scripts we inherit from our parents, our education system, and our culture that silently guide our relationship with money, often without our awareness. The most powerful insight from Kiyosaki's book is disarmingly simple. The poor and middle class work for money, while the rich have money to work for them. This fundamental difference in approach stems from a completely different way of thinking about what money is and how it functions in our lives. Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychologist, once observed that most people remain unconscious of the patterns that govern their lives. He wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." This insight applies perfectly to our relationship with money. Most of us operate on financial autopilot, following patterns we absorbed in childhood without ever questioning their validity or effectiveness. Think about it. Where did you learn about money? Most likely, not from formal education. Our schools teach multiplication and division, but rarely cover investing, cash flow, or financial independence. Instead, most of us learn about money from our parents, who learned from their parents, creating cycles that repeat through generations unless they're consciously broken. Kiyosaki points out that the poor and middle class often operate from a place of fear and scarcity when it comes to money. They work primarily for security rather than opportunity. They choose jobs based on benefits and retirement plans rather than learning potential and growth. This fear-based approach to finances keeps them trapped in what Kiyosaki calls the rat race, working harder and harder just to keep up with expenses. The rich, in contrast, operate from a place of educated opportunity. They understand that true financial education isn't about accumulating information. It's about developing the mental and emotional capacities to make better financial decisions. They've trained themselves to see what others miss, to act when others hesitate, and to maintain emotional discipline when markets fluctuate. One of the most powerful psychological insights in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the distinction between assets and liabilities. Most people can't tell the difference, which explains why they struggle financially. Kiyosaki defines it simply: an asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That definition might seem obvious, but its implications are profound. Your home, which many consider their biggest asset, is actually a liability according to Kiyosaki's definition, because it costs you money every month in mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Your car is a liability. Your credit card debt is a liability. Even that designer watch or handbag is a liability. True assets, on the other hand, generate cash flow whether you work or not. Rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, bonds, intellectual property, and businesses that don't require your presence. These are assets in Kiyosaki's framework because they put money in your pocket regularly. This simple reframing completely changes how you view your finances. The middle class often focuses on earning a higher salary to buy bigger liabilities: a larger house, a fancier car, more expensive clothes. The rich, meanwhile, focus on acquiring and building assets that generate enough passive income to cover their expenses, and then some. The psychologist Abraham Maslow, famous for his hierarchy of needs, noted that if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. For most people, their only financial tool is their job, trading hours for dollars. When money gets tight, their only solution is to work harder or find a better paying job. The financially intelligent develop multiple tools. They learn how money can work for them through investments, business, and strategic positioning. Kiyosaki encourages readers to expand their financial toolbox by developing skills in investing, understanding markets, accounting, and law. These skills allow you to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and to take action where others are paralyzed by fear or ignorance. Fear is perhaps the most powerful emotion controlling our financial decisions. Kiyosaki observes that many people stay in jobs they dislike because they fear not being able to pay their bills. They avoid investing because they fear losing money. They follow conventional wisdom because they fear standing out or making mistakes. Psychologists have long known that humans have a stronger response to potential loss than to potential gain, a phenomenon called loss aversion. Studies show that the pain of losing $100 is psychologically more powerful than the pleasure of gaining $100. This helps explain why many people avoid financial risks even when the potential rewards are substantial. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki to harness fear rather than be controlled by it. The primary difference between a rich person and a poor person, he writes, is how they manage fear. The financially intelligent use fear as a motivator to get educated, to analyze deals more carefully, and to develop contingency plans. They don't let fear paralyze them or prevent them from taking necessary risks. Another crucial psychological insight from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the importance of delayed gratification. The famous marshmallow experiments conducted by psychologist Walter Mischel in the 1960s and 70s showed that children who could resist eating a marshmallow immediately in order to receive 2 marshmallows later went on to have better life outcomes, including higher SAT scores, lower body mass index, and better social skills. Kiyosaki observes a similar pattern in financial behavior. The poor and middle class often prioritize immediate gratification. They buy luxuries first, with whatever money they have left after paying expenses. The rich, in contrast, prioritize acquiring assets first. They delay gratification, often living below their means in the early stages of wealth building, so they can invest in assets that will pay dividends for years to come. The poor buy luxuries first. The rich buy assets first. This simple observation reveals a profound difference in mindset that has generational consequences. The concept of financial integrity also plays a crucial role in Kiyosaki's philosophy. Just as psychological integrity involves aligning your actions with your values, financial integrity involves aligning your spending with your long-term financial goals. It's about making conscious choices rather than being swayed by advertising, social pressure, or temporary emotions. Many people lack financial integrity. They say they want financial freedom, but their actions tell a different story. They spend money on things that don't truly align with their stated priorities. They follow financial advice without understanding it. They make decisions based on what others will think, rather than what will truly serve their financial well-being. Developing financial integrity requires self-awareness and honesty. It means acknowledging your current financial reality, taking responsibility for past decisions, and making conscious choices about future actions. It means refusing to blame external circumstances for your financial situation and instead focusing on what you can control: your education, your skills, your habits, and your decisions. Machiavelli, the Italian Renaissance philosopher, observed that the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Similarly, Kiyosaki suggests that one of the most important financial decisions you'll make is who you take advice from. Are you listening to people who have achieved the financial results you want, or are you following advice from those who are struggling themselves? Our social environment profoundly shapes our beliefs and behaviors around money. If you spend time with people who complain about money, blame the economy, or view wealth with suspicion, you'll likely absorb those attitudes. If instead, you surround yourself with financially educated people who take responsibility for their financial lives and view money as a tool rather than a scarce resource, your own mindset will shift accordingly. This is why Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of financial education. Not just learning facts and figures, but immersing yourself in environments where healthy financial thinking is the norm. Attend investment seminars, join financial education groups, read books by successful investors, and seek mentors who have achieved what you aim to achieve. One of the most liberating insights from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is that financial success is a skill that can be learned, not a fixed trait you either have or don't have. Just as Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset shows that intelligence can be developed through effort and learning, Kiyosaki demonstrates that financial intelligence grows through study, practice, and perseverance. Many people operate from what psychologists call a fixed mindset. When it comes to money, they believe some people are just good with money while others aren't, as if financial success were an innate talent like perfect pitch. This belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't believe you can improve your financial situation through learning and effort, you won't take the actions necessary to create change. In contrast, those with a growth mindset about finances recognize that mistakes and failures are part of the learning process. They view financial setbacks as valuable data rather than personal deficiencies. They understand that financial intelligence is built over time through experience, not bestowed at birth. This perspective is incredibly empowering. It means that regardless of your background, education, or current financial situation, you can develop the knowledge and skills needed to build wealth. You're not trapped by your past or your circumstances. You're empowered by your capacity to learn and grow. So where do you go from here? How do you begin to transform your relationship with money and develop the mindset of the financially intelligent? Start by examining your beliefs about money. What did you learn about finances growing up? What unquestioned assumptions might be limiting your financial potential? Write them down, challenge them, and consider how they might be reframed in a more empowering way. Next, commit to your financial education. This doesn't necessarily mean formal schooling. It means deliberately learning about how money works. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, and most importantly, apply what you learn through small, low-risk investments that help you build experience and confidence. Begin to shift your focus from working for money to having money work for you. Look for small ways to begin building assets, even if your resources are limited. This might mean investing a small amount in index funds, starting a side business, or acquiring skills that could generate passive income in the future. Practice financial integrity by aligning your spending with your values and long-term goals. Before making significant purchases, ask yourself, is this an asset or a liability? Will this purchase bring me closer to financial freedom or push it further away? Finally, be patient with yourself. Transforming your financial mindset and habits is a journey, not an overnight metamorphosis. There will be setbacks and mistakes along the way. What matters is your commitment to learning and growing through each experience. Remember what Kiyosaki emphasizes throughout his book. It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. The most powerful insight from Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't about specific investment strategies or get-rich-quick schemes. It's the recognition that your financial life is shaped primarily by your thinking, not your income. Change your thoughts about money, and you change your relationship with money. Change your relationship with money, and you change your financial future. If this video has helped you see money in a new light, please hit the like button and share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. Subscribe to our channel for more videos on psychology and personal development. And leave a comment below sharing one belief about money that you're ready to re-examine or transform. Your journey to financial intelligence begins with a single step: the decision to think differently about money than you have before. That step could start right now.